In today's video, we're taking our 12 by 12 paper pad and making some of the papers more pleasing to the eye. And then we are going to come up with some stash busting ideas. Stay tuned. Hi everybody, it's Julie and welcome to Stashbuster Sunday. So we are going to take this bright paper pad that I'm using for my granddaughter's journal, and we are going to make it hopefully more appealing to making vintage or antique looking pages. I'm going to go ahead. Remember, I am trying to bust this paper pad this week. So, I made a scrapbook album, a scrapbook for a wedding. It was a wedding album that I made as a gift for a friend. She's actually the daughter of a couple of my very good friends from high school, and now she is my friend. And when she got married, I made her a beautiful Little Mermaid wedding album. You might have seen it. But one of the coolest things that I did, and well, there's many cool things, and the playlist for that that scrapbook wedding album will be in the description box down below. But one of the things I did was I was able to take some papers that I normally wouldn't have used and use them in the scrapbook album. And the way that I was able to do that was by distressing, and I distressed with color as well as with what is this one called? It's my favorite, antique linen. So I just went in and I didn't distress the whole thing, but I went in and I just distressed around like the corner edges and in a couple other places, and turned it into a whole different paper that I could go ahead and use. So yeah, so it does take a little elbow grease, but you go ahead, go around, and you can change your paper literally from a plain bright paper into something that you are going to love, okay? And possibly. So see, I don't know if you can, I hope you can see that, but see that difference? So that is one of the things. Then also using color. Okay, and so I have my spun sugar. I keep calling it spun silk. So it's a really light pink, and bringing that in just to add some color, okay? And it will totally change up the paper. Okay, so you know, don't think you're stuck with what you see. And you know, this is something you could do during the Super Bowl. You don't have to think a whole lot about what you're doing, but just go ahead and change the way your paper looks. Okay? So do you see that difference? It's subtle, but I mean, it is very much like what we pay for in some digital kits, okay? They're just, I mean, this has a geometric shape on it. It is a peachy pink, and so, especially with like peaches and pinks, lavenders, you know, they can be more yellow. Well, peaches and pinks can be more orangey or more pink. You know, just by taking and putting two pages up against side by side, and how different they can, the colors of pink can be, the shades of pink. I remember when I worked for Goodwill, and I was, it's like you did everything by color, and it was crazy the amount of shades of all the colors there are. Okay, so just taking and doing that. We're not done. That is just a way to change your papers so that it might be, you know, it might be something that you can use, especially with us not going out and shopping. So the next thing, to use up the paper pad, I have this little, it's a flower envelope, okay? So it goes like this. And I thought that would be fun in a journal. This was in my Mary Kay stuff. To go ahead and to use. So you've seen me go ahead and do this before, where I am going to trace. Okay, so we're going to trace this. Okay. And then we'll go ahead and we'll cut it out. So if you have some type of fun envelope, a larger envelope that's a little fancy, go ahead and I'm cutting inside the line. I'm really bad, you guys. I don't color inside. You don't see me color in coloring books very often because I cannot color inside the lines. My brain, yeah, it doesn't want to do that. Paint by number, yeah, no. I can, but I'm just not very good at it. Okay. So we're going to just kind of cut all the way around this. You might be able to come up with something like this, you know, with a square and then taking something that's circular. I will be giving the Patreons a pattern. Okay. So then, of course, we're going to want to come up with something with these. And so, because otherwise it's, to me, it's not done. Okay, so I've had people say, what do you do when you don't have a scoreboard? Well, metal ruler and something with a tip that isn't going to rip your paper or tear it, or, you know, you should have a bone folder if in paper crafting. So there we go. You just line it up. This is what you do if you don't have a scoring tool. And I'm just going corner to corner. And hopefully I was pretty close on how I did those. Okay, so now you could line this. You could do this with a double-sided paper. I didn't check to see if this fits on 8.5 by 11. I hope it does, because... Okay, and then you go ahead and fold it. You can see just using that metal ruler, the bone folder. Okay, and then that just goes right inside there. Okay, and then this pocket could be a floating pocket. It could go in as a tuck, and you can go ahead and fill it with something. You can actually fill all the pockets with things, and so there is the flower. So you have a 12 by 12 paper. What can we do with the rest of the pieces? So I'm looking. And one thing I see down here, because of the way I did this on the corner, let's clean this up. I just gave the puppies a bunch of new toys, and Wiley and Chip stole the toys. And Wiley I got this big red bone thing. It's a chew toy at Target. And Wiley went and buried the big red bone, because she buries everything. So I have a little tuck out of that one. You could use your punch and punch things out. I see a good place for a big, long, make sure I'm on the, okay, so there's that. That's gonna drive me crazy. Okay, so we'll have this pocket. We'll have those. And so you could go ahead and have this be a pocket. It would be different, you know. You could go ahead and just round off those edges. I kind of like that. You know, I try and use as much as I can and have as little scrap and as little to throw away. Okay, so there's those. And then I think we'll go ahead and cut this one like we did the other one. So we'll have two of these, and these are going to go in with my next journal that I have coming up. So this one could be a little flip note thing. Okay, and we've got these two corners, and we've got these two corners, and then, you know, I like to cut one at 5. Oh, let's cut off where the branding strip was. Okay, so then I'm going to come down here and cut this at 5, and that'll give me a tag at 5 inches and a tag at 7 inches. Okay, so from that paper, I got the petal envelope, or the petal pocket. Okay, let me give you the dimensions for this. Looks like we are 4.5. Okay, so a 4.5 square is what we have, and then so at the widest part we are 2.25 inches. Okay, so 2.25 inches here. But there's our petal pocket. And again, Patreons, all of you will receive, I'll put that in there by sometime on Monday, because, you know, I'm off. It's my weekend off. And Tom is off on weekends right now, so we're taking advantage of that, because once the stuff comes in, he'll be probably crazy working again. If you're here at the premiere, I'm waving. Hi! And say hello to the puppies. I'm so glad you've joined us today. So Noel went to his forever home and yesterday, Saturday, and we are so, so happy. He just cuddled up with her and is so, so glad to have his forever home. And so all we have left are the two little girls. If this is your first Dear Julie premiere, just know that it is a pre-recorded video, but we are here with a premiere every day, and you can join us in the live chat. Just hit that live chat button right down there, and you can join us and say hello, so that we can get to know you. Also, don't forget to introduce yourself. We also have our Scrap All About It with Dear Julie Julie Facebook group. It is a great place to be able to share your projects and information, as well as get to know each other better there. And don't forget, there's a free digital in the file section while we are home, safer at home. So let's get back to our program. Okay, so that is what we have. So I showed you how I change a plain paper, okay, by adding inks, okay, and turning it into something that you can use in your vintage antique style journals, okay? So you don't have to get rid of that paper, you just look at it differently. And then we made our petal pocket envelope, okay? And from the scraps, we cut one long strip for the full 12 inches, cut it in half at 7 and 5, cut the other one, folded it in half, okay? And then from the four corners, we have these two pointy corners and two regular corners ready to go into our project. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed, and you saw how fast we did that. And if if while you were at your desk, you went ahead and you traced out a whole bunch of whatever your template is. We have one other that we can go ahead and do, and this one I am going to use my scoring tool just because it's going to be faster. But to take and mark and score, okay, we're not going to cut, we're going to score at 4 inches, and come this way and score at 4 inches. This way and score at 4 inches. So you're going to go all 4 sides scoring at 4 inches. Okay, and that's going to give you a 4x4 box in the center. This is just the easiest way to do this. What I'm trying to copy is, if you guys remember, I had a thing from American Express, and I can't find it. So then we're going to come in and we're going to cut the 4 corners off. Okay, so we're going to cut the 4 squares out of the 4 corners. So you end up with the 4 pieces. Okay, so you've got these 4 pieces. They should be squares, right? 4x4 should be. And of course, with these, you can go ahead and fold them at half and half, and have the little flip tucks. You can fold them in half this way and have a fun little notebook that you can go ahead and fill with papers and then other things. So let's go ahead and fold this, okay? And you know that you're going to have to cut this these sides down, but I want to cut the squares first because I want squares for the scrap, okay? So you can check it out and see if it's going to fold up for you. It might, okay? So what we had from American Express it popped up like this, and then you went out, or actually it was like this. Okay, so that's the one place that, and see, I didn't cut straight. So if you cut straight, you're probably going to be fine. Okay. Trying to hurry because the premiere is getting ready to start. And Tom is at a meeting, so that's why I'm like going, okay, if I get this done. We have someone coming to look at Noel. I'm pretty sure they're going to take him. And so that's pretty exciting. And sad at the same time. I love that. Well, I love all of them. Okay, so this is another way that you can go ahead and use up a paper pad. And you can go ahead and go around, find your best front, and then decorate it. So, but I think having these ready would be awesome, to just have these ready for a journal. And so what you're going to see, I'm going to be working with these. So these peach papers, and I will be doing also cutting out the other Stashbuster Sunday page ideas that I've been doing. And I'll be making a journal using the Yaya digital kit, the Yaya Collage Spring Days digital kit. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this Stashbuster idea, a way to make your ugly papers prettier, and then getting a really cool envelope idea, and then what to do with the scraps. And it's ready. Okay? Find something to celebrate every day. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Oh, happy ballet day. Plie. Bye. Bye-bye.